What's up, guys? I got a little bit more done on the layout. We wired in the tortoises in the back, so now we can run trains to the paper mill and back without having to use a yardstick to throw the ground through out. I don't think you can see it. You can at least hear them moving. So for now, to the left, both switches are wired together so that if you throw it to the left, they both flip to the crossover, and if you throw it to the right, they both flip to the main. This might be the caboose track now, this track here, because I didn't want to have that seventh, well, actually, it's technically the 8th yard track. I didn't want to have that long yard track just for cabooses when I have other freight cars I need to put there. So this end from about here up, I can store cars, and then I just leave about a 1.5 foot section free to get the cabooses out. That's my Conrail track cleaning engine. I just use it to run this car around to clean the track. So I haven't done anything else on the yard or any cars. I still have to fix a lot of couplers. You might be able to see here. Those couplers are offset. It's like that all over the place. So I have a lot of freight cars to work on. But this is what I got done on the curve. This obviously we'll have to glue in. I don't have it glued into place yet. But if you can see under there, I got the track laid the whole way up to right about here. And then I just gotta finish going up the curve through here. We got the road bed down, and then we gotta glue this down and go on through the curve. But at least now I have this track down, so that at least the curve is started, and I do have more track. I plan on I'll have to order even more soon as well. But this will all be in a tunnel. It'll come out of the back of a mountain about here, because back here on the other side over here there's going to be a scenic divider, so you really won't be able to see the trains coming out of the tunnels, which is perfectly fine because I can't put tunnel portals here. I can't put 2 in 1. They're too wide and they're too tall. So this is going to be inside a mountain, and then it'll just come out from behind the mountain. So you'll just see the tops of it here, and then you'll see the top of the train, and then once it gets to here, you'll be able to see the whole train coming out. So that's what I got done so far. It's not a real big update, just because there's not that much that I got done. I did test this out, and I'll show you a video in a minute. And I may or may not have showed you all this, but I got all this done too. So this is the eastbound track. That'll be a single tunnel portal, and then there'll be a some kind of rock wall or brick wall or something like that from this portal to this portal. So that'll help make it easier. That way, when I have the mountain go over, I can take the mountain the whole way over to here and here without having to take it the whole way down. So I can have a nice curve to the mountain, and then bring it out to here, and then that way I can have a nice tall mountain here, and then back here I can obviously have a real big mountain because there's nothing back there. The other tunnel portals will be about there, so that corner this can be a nice big mountain, and then that'll be a valley. That'll be Sinking Valley with a bunch of farms and such. So I'll show you a video of the steam engine running up through this part of the curve, and then that'll do it for this episode. And the fact that I can run that steam engine up this grade so far is a good sign, because the grade starts about there, and it's got about 12 cars already on the grade. So I might not actually need actual helpers to help the engine up the curve if I'm running something like the whole loop by myself. But for operational reasons, I'll always have helpers help trains up the curve, even if they don't actually need it on my layout. But that'll do it for this video, and I think the next video I'll show how I switch the paper mill, and it'll be a video like the yard one where I'm basically explaining everything I'm doing. And then in future episodes, I won't have to do that. In future episodes, I'll just put the camera down and just switch it, and hopefully it'll make sense of what I'm doing without having to explain it. But that does it for this episode. In the next one, I hope to be going up through the curve, and then I hope to get the upper loop done so that I can run a continuous loop at some point in the next 2 or 3 weeks, I would say.